Hey guys, so it is Saturday, November 8th, and it's day 6 of my stim shots, and I went in this morning for an ultrasound to see how my follicles were doing and how many I have and what kind of size they are and if, they need to change my dosage or whatever. Right now, I started 3 days of Gonal F at 112.5. I don't know if it's in units. I don't think it's units. I'm not sure how they measure that, but I just know I twisted my pen to 112.5. And then the Menopur, it was 75 units. Or not units. I don't know what it's measured in, but it's 75 something. And then after 3 days, I went down to 75 on the Gonal F, and then I stayed the same for Menopur. So currently I am on 5 units of Luprin every day, and then 75 for Gonal F and 75 for Menopur. Anyway, so when my first ultrasound I did before I started the stimulation shots, I had 42 follicles, 21 on each side, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal because, I just knew that I wanted more than a few, and I didn't know how many you were supposed to have, and the doctor didn't say anything. He didn't say that was like more than you should have or, whatever, and I'm sure they didn't want to freak me out or, anything, so I just thought that was fine. Well, I went home and whatever, and the nurse called me back and said, we want to see you back on, stim day 6, just to make sure that you're on the right dosage and where you should be. And she still never said anything about the follicles. The only thing she said was that, because I asked her, I said, how many do, you usually see, or, how many should I have at this point? And she said half that. So I should have about 20 total. Still didn't think anything of it, and then I horribly Googled it, and, that's when I noticed the, everything popping up for the ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, or OHSS or whatever, I don't know how they abbreviate it, but anyway, where they will actually, if, you have too many follicles growing, they could possibly not get to the size that you need for egg retrieval, and, there's a lot of other problems following it, and, anyway, I just got really scared, because I'm like, I do not want another roadblock, and so then I was kind of worried all week, and I tried not to think about it, and then today, I went in for my ultrasound, and on my right side I have 33 follicles, all under 10 millimeters, except for one was at 10 or over 10, and then on the left side I have 23, with one that was 12 millimeters, and then the rest underneath, below 10. Still they weren't going to say anything to me or whatever, but I asked this time, I know that's a lot more than I should have, but, what are my chances that I'll still be able to do a fresh transfer? And he said, since I am at risk for the ovarian hyperstimulation, I could, possibly just do the egg retrieval, and then we'll have to wait, freeze the embryos and wait 2 months, and then do the transfer. And then I was like, well, is there still a chance that I could still do a fresh one? And, he's like, there is a chance, but, there's no guarantee. He didn't say that that wasn't even a possibility, or that wasn't what we were looking at. He just said, we don't know. We just kind of have to watch and see. And I had my mom go with me because she said, was like, Eric couldn't go, so she went with me, and she was like, that was such a positive, he said, that was a positive appointment, and he said everything looks good, and, on track, and, they weren't going to change my dosage right now, and whatever, and I was so bummed, because after doing this 3 years, another 2 months seems like torture. And I know that, like, they have to do whatever's going to keep us safe and the baby safe, or potential babies safe. And, you know, I don't want to obviously do a transfer if it's not going to be successful and if it's just going to end in a miscarriage because my body can't handle it or whatever. But I'm trying not to be discouraged today because I want it to work and I want to do it now. And we've gotten our hopes up. Like, you know, it's hard not to think, oh, we'll know if we're pregnant or not by Christmas. And, you know, if we are pregnant, this is what we want to do. And, you know, my sister has a pageant. She's running for Miss Utah, and that's the first weekend in December, the 5th and 6th. And I'm like, I'll know by then, like, if I'm going to be pregnant. And just delaying that seems like torture. And I'm trying not to be selfish or ungrateful, because I'm so happy that we are doing this. But I'm just tired of worrying, and I'm tired of wondering if, like, it's going to end the way we want it to. And I'm sure I'll worry no matter what, whether it does work or not. Like, because I'm sure I'll just worry the whole pregnancy anyway. And I'm trying really hard to stay positive and to keep my mind busy, but it's really hard. It's hard not to be discouraged when you get your hopes up, you know, so high. So, and I know there's so many of you out there that are in the same boat that have, you know, had to wait and do a frozen embryo transfer and whatnot. And so I should just stop whining, but I'm just really discouraged. Anyway, so I now have like 55 follicles. That's ridiculous. I do not need that many. And I really hope that they grow the way they're supposed to and that we don't even have to worry about the hyperstimulation or anything like that. And we can just do what we planned. Anyway, so if there's anyone out there that knows of anyone or went through it themselves with this many follicles and was still able to do a fresh embryo transfer, you know, please let me know. Or even if they had to wait, you know, tell me what your experience was, because I just am wondering what my chances are that I'm still going to be able to do a fresh embryo transfer like we originally planned. Or at this point with 50 follicles, am I already screwed? I don't know. The one positive thing he did say is that pretty much no matter what, we will still be able to do the egg retrieval. So at least we can get that done and have the embryos frozen and ready to go. So anyway, there's my update. I have another appointment on Monday morning, so I'll probably do another video and put that up then. Anyway, until then, hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you next time.